individual concerned came back from northern Italy and acting very responsibly, self-isolated and contacted the helpline very soon after return. Samples were duly taken and the result was conveyed to the individual this morning. Self-isolation will continue until such time as symptoms have cleared and we have proven that the individual is clear of the virus.
Okay. Obviously, with the first case, people are going to be obviously very worried and concerned. Is it a case from your perspective that people shouldn't worry and this was always going to happen at some point? There would be a confirmed case here?
I think it is no surprise, given the number of cases in Europe and in England and virtually everywhere else in the world, that at some point, given the connectivity of Jersey with the rest of the world, that a case was going to appear here. We have therefore been preparing for this eventuality and put those steps into motion as soon as that, we realised that there was a positive case.
Right. Okay. With the person that has been the confirmed case, what does that mean for people who may be in contact with that person travelling back from Italy who are already possibly in the island?
The individuals who were close contacts with the patient will be, if they haven't already, been contacted such that we can undertake appropriate management of those contacts.
Right, okay. And with it being the first case, now are you expecting there to be, obviously a number of tests have already taken place as well, are you expecting kind of more to come in the next few days in terms of spikes, in terms of the number of people possibly being confirmed cases? Or
the number of cases that are being reported in Europe are going up. So I do not particularly see any good reason why Jersey should be an exception. What we are trying very hard to do is to reduce the number of new cases, to reduce the overall sort of incidence of COVID-19 in Jersey by isolating at-risk individuals, by isolating positive patients, by contact tracing, and by advocating strict adherence to hand surface, touch surface, and respiratory hygiene.
Okay, with the confirmed case, you have to tell us any more about if it's an elderly patient or a younger patient?
It would be inappropriate to discuss details about an individual. It is important, of course, that people retain confidence in the health service and retain confidence in our ability to maintain confidentiality.
Okay, and with isolation, you mentioned obviously you want to take precautions. We've heard nationally that maybe in the UK they could be going to a stage where people are put in isolation for maybe a week or so if they have fewer symptoms, like just a cold, for example. Is that something you're looking at locally?
The rationale behind that step in the United Kingdom is that there is now good evidence of local transmission in the UK over and above the importation of cases. It therefore follows that they need to take even more precaution than they have done in the past by self-isolating people with upper respiratory tract infections, because some of them will be COVID and they may not have the wherewithal to test all of them to determine who's positive and who isn't. So they're simply asking them to self-isolate for 7 days. If the number of local transmissions in Jersey increases significantly, then that may be one of the responses we will be deploying in Jersey as well.
Okay, and just quickly, in terms of the current advice, does this change any of that?
No, only in so far as it puts even more emphasis on the need to deploy hand surface, touch surface, and respiratory hygiene, and to be even more certain that people self-isolate and self-refer to the helpline if they have any concerns.
Okay, and just finally, you mentioned earlier that obviously people are going to be worried about this. What would your message be to those people?
There is no particular need to be excessively worried about this. We are doing everything we can to keep this under wraps, so to speak, and we will continue to adapt our response to any changes in the epidemiology of the virus.
That's all I need. Thank you very much.